Mike, thanks. On this plot of land in 1950, a man named Harold Brasington plowed out what became stock car racing's first paved superspeedway. From then till now, it's been one of the biggest challenges for racing's best drivers.
The Darlington Raceway isn't just a racetrack, it's a time machine.
Dale Earnhardt is going to win.
The measuring stick of yesterday's legends now sizes up the stars of tomorrow. Only the chosen few are allowed to win.
Denny Hamlin is a winner.
The rest merely vanish into the sands of time and the sand hills of South Carolina.
So much history in NASCAR racing has been made here at Darlington Raceway in South Carolina. The latest chapter being written this weekend as NASCAR Nationwide Series drivers take to this famed old speedway next to set the starting grid for their 52nd appearance that comes up later tonight at Darlington Raceway. There are the cars lined up along the pit lane. They'll be hitting the raceway shortly. And welcome inside the pit studio here at Darlington, Alan Bestwick with Rusty Wallace and Andy Petrie. This track has been a little bit of a handful for today for the drivers in practice.
It really has. This is a real slick racetrack, Alan, and when these guys go to qualify in Lady, it's going to be about, well, probably 20 or 30 degrees hotter. It's been 5 hours since they entered their practice, and the track really changes a lot. So I got a feeling some are going to go out there and get really aggressive behind the wheel, try to lay down that big number, maybe get a little too aggressive into turn one, slip inside, and we might see some really lay some bullet-fast laps down, but that's Darlington.
Yeah, well, I'm really looking to see if how this track has changed in the hours that we've seen since the last practice and how much grip is there out there and how they anticipate it. Like you said, you can't just overshoot the corner and get away with it here.
As far as starting position is concerned at Darlington, history and recent history tells us you better qualify up front if you hope to finish up front.
Yeah, this is one of the tracks that is, extremely, I think it's the most important track to start up front because it is very narrow and it's very hard to pass. And what happens is these slower cars will create distance. When people are trying to be a little more conservative, the guys behind are just losing distance to the leader. So starting position, very important.
We'll see who wins the pole as NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying hits the track next tonight. Our coverage of the race from Darlington starts at 6:30 Eastern on ESPN2. Carl Edwards joins us in the booth for that one. And also this weekend on the ESPN networks, the American Le Mans Series racing at Monterey, presented by Tequila Patron, Sunday 5 Eastern on ESPN2. The first car rolls in Nationwide Series qualifying at Darlington when we come back.
NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying is brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. And McDonald's. I'm loving it.
There is the live scene in Darlington, South Carolina as NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying gets underway for tonight's 200-miler. You'll see on ESPN2 starting at 6:30 Eastern Time. So we begin the process of assembling the starting grid for tonight. There are 43 cars here for the 43 starting spots, so won't be sending anybody home, but as we talked about just a few minutes ago, where you start is extremely important. And of course, just a reminder that the NASCAR qualifying procedure, based on the practice speeds from earlier this morning, they go from slow to fast in the ranks, so the fast cars will come toward the end of the time trial session. And the first green flag for the first car is Mike Harmon. The Alabama veteran, and qualifying is underway.
There's been a 9 NASCAR Nationwide Series races here at Darlington, but I remember Harmon from that bad crash he had in Bristol, Tennessee a long time ago where the car was just destroyed.
Yeah.
Unbelievable crash he had. It's been about 5 hours since these guys were on the racetrack. They got off the track about 10:30 this morning, so I'm sure the track right now is much slicker.
You got to think it's a lot different anyway. They've had the Cup cars out there for 2 practice sessions, and a lot of rubber's been laid down. I got to think it's a lot different than what they saw earlier today.
And let's talk about, since we're early on and establishing some things here, Andy, first lap versus second. This racetrack for years has had a reputation of chewing up tires, and that every lap you ran would be slower than the one before. It was repaved for 2008. That took some of that reputation, or it took a lot of that reputation away. Where are we going to stand here?
Well, it took it all away when they repaved it at the first race we came back here. Now the track has aged over the last few years, and it's starting to get somewhere in between. It's not anywhere close to what it was before the repave, where it would just, like I said, chew the tires up leaving pit road. But you're going to see it. His second lap was better. I saw in practice some of the cars actually picked up on their second lap. So I don't think it's get to the point where you'll see the speed fall off after lap 1.
All right, let's set some stories that we'll follow as we go throughout the qualifying session and the evening. Here's Dr. Jerry Punch.
Thank you, Alan. You know, until today, Danica Patrick had never seen this place, much less turned a lap here in anything. And in spite of all the nicknames and all the intimidating stories she's heard about Darlington, when they opened practice at 8:30 this morning, she went on the racetrack in this Chevy and attacked Darlington. In fact, her 7th lap on the racetrack was good enough to be in the top 10 in overall speeds for most of the practice session. Now, I realize she had Tony Stewart on the radio with her for about the last half hour, and he may be on for some tonight. But, folks, first time at Darlington, lap 7, a quick lap. Now, that is impressive, baby.
I was down on the truck when she made those first laps, and I was impressed. I really was. I thought, this has just got to be so intimidating for her to come here and see this place and try to go out there and run a fast lap, but she looked pretty good, really.
Watching Derek Cope in the 70 car make his couple of laps. Remember the first time you came here, Rusty? Was it intimidating?
I'll tell you, the first time I came here, Alan, I never did hit the wall, but I got into turn 3 so deep that I hit the car in front of me and I landed on top of his roof. That was DK Ulrich. I'll never forget that. They had to get a wrecker. He actually pulled me off the roof of his car. I crashed so hard here at Darlington. So, yeah, this place will eat you up and spit you out and embarrass you, too.
We got to have some video of that someplace. One and done for Derek Cope. Vince Welch also with us this afternoon. Hi, Vince.
Hello, Alan. You know, prior to coming here, Travis Pastrana spent some time on the simulator to kind of ease his way into his first experience at Darlington, but still when he arrived, he said it was bigger, faster, and more narrow than what he was anticipating. Now, this is just the 2nd ever Nationwide Series race for Pastrana, so certainly still is a learning process. He's done some amazing things in his life. His first time at Darlington will certainly be one of those experiences he won't soon forget. By the way, Alan, he told me just a moment ago, the simulator doesn't simulate the fear you experience when you're actually in the car going around this track. He'll roll out 26th today.
Travis drawing big cheers in his garage stall when this happened, and he didn't hit anything.
But he looks like he's doing that on purpose. That's what I'm used to seeing this guy do.
Cool.
All these tricks. Look at this, spinning left, spinning right, back around.
I'm going to tell you, that takes
going.
talent. That takes talent right there.
It does. I mean, I really mean that. It does take talent. This is something that's right in his wheelhouse. He knows how to do that.
Well, he somehow found a way not to hit anything outside or inside, and we'll see Travis on the track for qualifying in just a little bit. On the track now, green flag for Morgan Shepherd.
Let's see, I think Morgan's been here a few times. I'm looking at this sheet that's got him on here. Oh, back in 1984 when he ran this series for the first time here.
First nationwide race here was in the series first year, 1982. So Morgan's been here for almost a lot of them.
Yeah.
70 years old and still digging.
Yep.
That's a driver that wants it bad, and I'll tell you what, he qualifies pretty doggone good most of the time. Right now, that's his clock's in 2nd quick.
A lot of these,
31:03.
a lot of these tracks that Morgan goes to, he has to really lay it out there on the line to get in these fields because we have more cars than there are spots. But here, he won't have to do that, and I don't think you're going to see him running what he's really capable of because he's guaranteed to be in this field regardless.
But look how much quicker that 2nd lap is right now.
I don't think Morgan's just taking any chances. He's running fast as he feels comfortable doing it.
Yep.
Still the quickest so far by quite a bit.
Well, we have a great level of inexperience in the field tonight. 25 of the 43 drivers have made 2 starts or less in the Nationwide Series at Darlington. Doc is with one of them who's going to get his first try here.
Yeah, how about Ryan Blaney coming off that impressive debut at Richmond, 7th place finish. Ryan, 18 years of age. How did you prepare to come to Darlington for the first time?
Well, I watched a lot of in-car videos. I had Denny Hamlin's in-car audio from last year, and I watched the race a lot of times last year. So, and talking to my dad and other drivers, it really helped me out in getting an idea of what I'm gonna experience here at this incredible racetrack. So hopefully it prepared me enough, and the guys at Tommy Baldwin Racing gave me a great car, and CRAP's on board this weekend too, and heavy duty. So hopefully we can get him a good finish again.
Hey, good luck tonight.
All right, thank you very much.
He may look like a kid, but he drives like a veteran. By the way, his dad, the veteran Sprint Cup driver, Dave Blaney.
And Ryan was 14th fastest in practice, Doc, so it'll be a little later in the qualifying session before we see him out there. Scott Speed on track now. I love watching these cars come off a turn two here.
That's what I was about to comment on, Alan. These guys are looking a little bit more in control than I really anticipated them to be, because this track did heat up quite a bit from this morning. And a lot of times when you're a driver, you really want to get the job done. You get out there and you start overdriving these cars. The track's hot and it just won't take it. You see him slipping and sliding all over the place. But it looks like Scott Speed's got a decent looking lap going on.
And again, let's be blunt about the fact that because nobody's going home, nobody has to hang it out there all the way, especially among some of these cars that we'll probably not expect to see run that many laps tonight.
I agree with you now, but when you get up in the top 5, I'm going to disagree with you.
Yeah,
we're going to see those cats hanging out.
Absolutely.
You know, because they want bragging rights. They want to start up front. Our graphic just showed that all the winners came in the top 6 positions. So,
yeah, these teams
know
do their research, too. They know that starting position is very important to the success they're going to have tonight.
That's a pretty good lap there. 29.75 for Scott Speed puts him to the top of the board. Nationwide Series qualifying just underway at Darlington. Who's going to get the pole position? Could it be James Busher? Kevin LePage just finishing up in NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying at Darlington, coming back to the impound area where his car will remain until it's formed up for the grid for tonight's 200-mile race. On the track now, one of a handful of South Carolina drivers, or South Carolina connected drivers in this race. This is Danny Eflin.
Got 3 starts here at Darlington. Got his best finish and his best start last year. Started 24th and finished 16th. Must have done a pretty good job of staying off the wall.
I'll tell you what, he did a good job last week at Talladega. I was watching this car, and like you said, he finished 16th, and they were wrecking all around him, and he just kept sliding right between every single one. Didn't get it down on his car.
Recent graduate of the University of South Carolina, and Danny Eflin has posted his time, 2nd fastest so far. Vince, Eric McClure back at the racetrack today after that nasty accident he had at the end of the Talladega race last week.
And it's certainly good to see Eric after this very scary incident, as you mentioned last week at Talladega, Alan. And, you know, it was a year ago. We were talking about how fortunate he was to have survived a bad tornado at his home. And then this weekend, we're happy to see him standing here after surviving this horrible accident at Talladega a week ago. And, Eric, first of all, good to see you here. How are you feeling? Give us an update on how things are going with you.
I'm doing fair. You know, obviously battling through some things, and I guess it's part of the process of the injuries, but I felt like it was a good opportunity to come to the track, and probably better for me than it was anybody else, just to be here and support Jeff and the race team, and you know, maybe I won't miss it as bad just being here, but I'm doing okay.
Great to see you. And of course, in the seat for Eric this weekend is Jeff Green, one of 2 former winners here in the Nationwide Series, along with Denny Hamlin. So congratulations on being here and being in the seat. What expectations do you have of getting in with a new car, new team here this weekend, Jeff?
Well, fortunately, Wes Ward and myself have worked together before, and actually I've driven Eric's car here a little bit in the last couple of weeks, so we've kind of worked together. So that wasn't really a process going through that, but just glad to see Eric here and his high spirits. You know, that's the main thing. These race cars can be built each and every week, but we've got a pretty good race car, I think, for the race. We'll just race them hard tonight. Thanks to Hefty for letting me do this, and TriStar for everybody that got in, put my seat and stuff in this car. So big bonus for me to be able to ride my own seat, plus in a great race car too. So we're looking forward to tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Great story, Alan.
Vince, thanks. As you see, Blake Cook finishing up his qualifying lap with the 2nd fastest result so far in that 15 car. I want to go back to McClure for just a little bit. As best they can piece it together afterwards, they feel like there was a brake failure, which is why his car went into that inside wall without any lockup or any skid marks or anything like that. And boy, it's just to see him standing there smiling like that, that's just a great thing.
You know, it is a great thing, but when I see him standing here right now after that huge wreck last weekend, and he's not driving the car, I think I would have said, hey, man, I'm going to stay on the couch this weekend. I watch you guys on TV instead of walking around all beat up, hurt like he is right now. I think I'd have took a week off, Andy.
Yeah, it explains a few things about the way that wreck looked. It almost looked to me like the car accelerated out of line going towards that wall. And if he had some brake problems, that explains part of that. But, man, that was such a hard look for Eric. Hope he gets well soon, gets back in the car.
And again, what a testament to the safety advances over the years, that safer barrier on that inside wall, the Hans device, and the various safety systems inside the car, that again Eric McClure is here and looking at getting back behind the wheel of a race car here in hopefully the near future. One and done as far as laps are concerned for Scott Riggs. 5th fastest of 8 that have qualified so far. Still very early in the going in Nationwide Series qualifying at Darlington. Good to see Eric McClure here. That 50 car of TJ Bell has just rolled to its spot in the impound line, having finished his qualifying laps with the fastest number posted so far. Bell top of the board with 9 of 43 drivers having run. With Jeff Green moving from the 10 car that he's been starting in parking of late to sub for Eric McClure in the 14. Here's Tony Raines subbing for Jeff Green in the 10.
He hasn't run the Nationwide Series since last year in Michigan in June. 265 Nationwide Series starts. ASA champion 1996. That's where I really remember him from, the American Speed Association. Those cars were so much fun to drive, and you used to watch Tony run those things and win all the time.
Yeah, sure did. 3rd fastest here out of 10 so far for Tony Raines. And a reminder that the first round of the NBA playoffs continues tonight on ESPN. Down 3 games to 2, Rudy Gay and the Grizzlies must win to stave off elimination and return home for Game 6, while Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, and the Clippers look to close their first series since 2006 and move on to the conference semis. It's Grizzlies-Clippers Game 6. Coverage begins tonight at 8 on ESPN, ESPN3, and live on WatchESPN.com and the Watch ESPN app. I was going to come out with some line right there about something a race driver will never have to know what it's like to face elimination. But then you've raced short tracks where you had to make the top 6 in your heat or something, or you were loading up and going home, or having to qualify on time. So I guess you would know what that's like.
No, I really would know what it's like. I'll tell you what, I'm looking here. This is a first start for Matt here at this particular track. 22 years old from New Hampshire, and to come in with only 4 starts under your belt and come straight to Darlington makes you think that he picked the right track to go to. Maybe you should have picked a different track, because this is one of the toughest out there. Oh my gosh.
Matt Braun, one of 13 drivers who've never run a Nationwide Series race at this track before. And there's only one way to have your first. Buckle in and go do it.
Let's go do it. Jump in there, make it happen.
You're doing it at Darlington, you're jumping in the deep end.
Yeah. You'll learn how to swim quick.
Yeah, you do.
Vince Michael Annette knows how to swim.
That's exactly right. Having a pretty good year. 6th in points so far in this 43. This deal came together pretty quickly. How pleased are you with the way things have transpired so far, Mike?
Yeah, I'm really pleased. You know, the whole Pilot Flying J team with Richard Petty Motorsports has gotten off to a really good start. If we could take the 2 super speedways out of it, you know, we've only had 2 DNFs, and other than the super speedways, the worst finish at 13th. So we're really happy with where the season is. Just need a little bit more and get some top 5s and be competing for wins.
Been a good combination with crew chief Felipe Lopez, and of course that Roush Fenway alliance has been a big boost for this 43 team, AB.
Yeah, sure has. And Roush Fenway has had a ton of success at Darlington in this Nationwide Series. 15 wins. Jason Bowles on track now. 81 car. Another one of those guys. Those yellow stripes on the back bumper. First try at Darlington in the Nationwide Series.
Hey, this guy right here can flat drive a short track car. We watched him go out at Irwindale Speedway, win that big race out there.
Yep.
I mean, he is a superstar out in California. Really does a lot of work. And he is Oakley Sunglasses representative for the Southeast. So not only is he a race car driver, represents those cool products that Oakley makes also.
He won the 2009 K&N Pro Series West Championship. So, yeah, he is one of the better drivers from the West Coast.
First lap for Bowles, 2nd fastest. You watch how he tracks against TJ Bell, provisional pole sitter, on lap number 2. This the Randy McDonald Motorsports team. Got Old veteran John Monson over there turning the wrenches.
I think Jason's awful smart himself, has known what he wants in the car, and setting it up and telling him what springs, what shocks, what type of things he's won. He's just not a driver. The guy's really smart under the hood. I've been very, very impressed with Jason Boyles. I've worked with him a little bit.
Second fastest will be where that 81 slots in the early going here in qualifying. Lot of drivers still to come. A lot of people making their Darlington debuts, including Danica.
I don't know what to expect of Danica. She's run in the Cup Series in practice. Now she's going to get in this nationwide car, Andy, with a lot less horsepower. And that turn one is probably going to feel a little bit weird to her.
Yeah, what do you think, Rusty? She's had 2 practice sessions in the Cup car since she's been in this nationwide car. Is that going to help her or hurt?
That's a great question, and I'm mixed about what I'm going to say here. I mean, she's either going to overdrive the car and really, maybe get the car loose and out of control because she's going to try to go as fast as she did in that Cup car, or else she's just going to flat underdrive it. The nationwide car is going to stick real good, better than she anticipated.
Mike Wallace on track now and tracking a good lap.
Mike's got many laps around this particular racetrack. That car looks good this week. I like that black and yellow. Looks like that nose is right on the ground.
Had a good run last week at Talladega. Had water blowing out the overflow most of the race, but had a good one.
And got caught up in
take a look at that.
Some of the late mess.
Slowed up between turn 3 and 4, picks it up off turn 4. Clocks in second quick so far to 29.45.
It's called floating it in. Back off the gas a little bit early, pick up the gas, try to carry that speed off the corner. You want to see that tracker go green when it's coming off the corner and down the straightaway.
Another team with the South Carolina connections. Johnny Davis Racing, based in South Carolina. Home state race for them. Second lap touch slower for Mike Wallace, so he will still remain second on the board. Some of the big attention-getting names on their way. Danica Patrick, Travis Pastrana coming up soon in qualifying at Darlington. At Darlington, last year's Rookie of the Year, Timmy Hill, climbing from his car after his qualifying effort that is 4th fastest so far. And on the track now in the 24 car is Casey Roderick behind the wheel of this machine this week. The youngster from Lawrenceville, Georgia, is going to clock in 3rd quickest.
Another driver making his first Darlington start. There's been many drivers out there for the first time here, and I tell you, they're going to learn a lot tonight, but they got to remember to spec that track because that thing's going to eat them up if they don't.
Well, speaking of drivers here for the first time, Doc.
Danica Patrick out on the line there. Watch. Steps back over to us. Danica, first time here, now a nationwide practice, 2.5 hours in the Sprint Cup car. What are your impressions of this place?
It's about everything everybody said it would be. It's really hard. It's really difficult. It's unique. I'm just trying to get to grips with it. I felt like getting up to speed in the nationwide car was pretty decent, and I was happy with that. But the Cup car was a whole nother experience, and but you know, I've got to learn sometime, and you know, we definitely threw me in the deep end on purpose so that I could figure it all out and get the experience that it takes to be good later on. So, you know, hopefully we can put the GoDaddy car in a decent position for tonight, because it's a track position, from what I'm told anyway. It's about track position here. It's difficult to pass. It's very unique in passing. So that's what I'm looking for here. I'm trying to remember how I broke in this car versus the Cup car. So I'm running some laps through my head.
Good luck in qualifying.
Thank you.
Alan, that's the big concern here. They actually briefed her again, Tony Eury Jr., about getting out of the Cup car and now getting back in this car to qualify. That's a big concern over here. Much different handling car than what she just climbed out of over in the Cup garage.
Doc, thanks. Spartanburg, South Carolina's Jeremy Clements, 3rd fastest in the 51 car. And we talked about learning how to swim before, and jumping in the deep end is right.
Tell you what, we wondered why they would do that, but I mean, she's right. They just threw her right in here in the Cup Series and said, go get it, girl, and she's doing a good job at it. But one thing I have been noticing, listen to what she's saying, they have really loaded her up with information. I mean, a lot of people have been talking to Danica about what to do and what not to do and what to expect, and she's sitting there trying to process everything. And when her driver says, I got to remember how I'm supposed to brake in this car versus the other car, I mean, they've been throwing a lot of things to her that she's got to, you know, separate there in order to get a good lap for her today.
Yeah, you heard her talking about the crew chief, Tony Urey Jr., briefing her on what the car was doing and trying to refresh her memory and try to get all these things in her mind, because they are different, and he wants to make sure that they get the best starting position they can.
TJ Bell has been our provisional pole sitter for a little while now. Here's another of the newcomers, Josh Richards, taking his first shot at Darlington. And that is going to come up just a tick shy, like 1/1000th of a second shy from going to the top of the board.
Just didn't get off of turn 4 as good as he needed to be able to be on the pole that lap. Looks like this lap might be a little slower, so might have been the only shot he was going to have.
Somehow it's worked out in the racing fates that the two high-profile newcomers will qualify back-to-back. And Vince, we just heard from Danica Pastrana's getting ready to climb in.
He is indeed, and Travis, I'm curious, certainly a lot of people giving you their 2 cents, I'm sure, before your first time at Darlington. What's the best advice you've been given?
You know, David Pearson probably goes, just get in and drive it. He goes, it's a driver's course. If you got a feel, you'll do well. Don't worry about it. And then Mark Martin actually probably gave me the most useful advice, and really talked to me for quite a while. And it's good. Someone that's won so many times on this. So, you know, Matt Crafton obviously jumped in the car. It's fast. It's narrow. It's scary. I'm not going to lie.
Good luck. David Pearson and Mark Martin. Well, pretty good guys to lean on, eh, AB?
Yeah, I would take their advice.
I was sitting there chuckling and saying, I could hear Mark Martin trying to break it down to David Pearson going, just get in that car, drive that thing. Don't overthink it, get it done. And he's like, okay.
If you can do it, you can do it. If you can't, you can't.
Here's Jeff Green subbing for Eric McClure in the 14. And as beaten up as Eric is from that violent Talladega crash, it's still never a fun thing to watch your race car go around the racetrack with somebody else in it.
Oh man, that's terrible. I mean, I've talked to a lot of drivers that have went through that, and they said it's just agonizing to know that that's your ride, you can't drive that car, and you're really hoping that guy doesn't go faster than you. That's the worst part, is when you put another driver in and they outrun you big time, then it just makes you feel really bad.
Yeah, it's almost like you don't want to pull against your team, but you don't want to see the car go any better than it's been going lately, because it wouldn't look good on you. So I can see how it's a double-edged sword for any driver sitting on the sideline.
It was 5th fastest on lap 1 for Jeff Green. Second lap is going to track just a touch slower. So it'll be 5th out of 18 for the moment for Jeff Green in the 14 car. Mentioned earlier, Jeff, one of just 2 former Darlington winners in the Nationwide Series that are in this field tonight. Back in 2001, remember that Nesquik car, big old bright number 10?
That car right there was just so bullet fast that year. I'll never forget that. Was Harold Holly was the crew chief of that car, I believe. He had that thing handling perfect everywhere they took that car.
And Jeff Green took that car to victory lane here at Darlington Raceway back a few years ago. Talked to him a little bit ago. Now Michael Annett is buckled in and out onto the Darlington Raceway to make his lap on the clock.
Michael's had a pretty good year this year. He's looked real smooth out there on the racetrack. Jack Roush builds all these cars for this team, for Richard Petty Motorsports, and Engines cars. He's been really doing a good job driving that equipment. And like you said, if he wouldn't have had the problems on the speedway, you know, with the crashes that have happened, he'd be much farther up in the points. But all in all, you got to say he's had a good year.
Has been solid. We've commented on it quite a few times, just how well he has run. And I've seen him be a little more aggressive on the track as a driver. I think he's got a little different attitude this year. He knows this is a year that he needs to be successful, and he's proven it on the track.
First lap for Michael, 4th fastest. TJ Bell continuing to hold the provisional pole for now. That has stood up for a little while. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the 10th car to run since Bell posted that lap. And remember that in inverse of practice speeds.
Yeah, that's impressive.
You know,
that means they found something after a practice and put it in there for qualifying. It worked. Went a lot quicker, and it's holding up.
Second lap, Michael Annett a touch slower, so he'll remain 4th out of 19 at this point in Darlington qualifying. The defending series champ, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., one of those getting ready to go, getting the pre-qualifying interviews done as well. NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying on a beautiful Friday afternoon at Darlington Raceway in South Carolina. Jamie Dick, the latest driver to put his 2 laps on the clock in. And the 23 car showing in 9th fastest for the moment because Eric Darnell has just run the 3rd fastest lap of the race and going for more. Lap of the race, lap of the qualifying session. But there'll be some fast laps in the race later tonight.
See, right there, he loses just a little bit of time to TJ Bell. TJ having a really great lap. That's still holding up, Alan.
Got to be impressed. Ever so slightly slower on the 2nd lap for Eric Darnell. 22 cars left to go. Vince, you're with one of those drivers yet to run.
He was the winner in the season opener at Daytona, and certainly good to see James Buescher here. He had a little excitement this week as well on his way from Talladega to Disney. His RV blew out a left front, got up against the wall a little bit. What's tougher, corralling a race car that's out of control or a motorhome that's out of control?
The motorhome out of control is definitely a lot less comfortable. You know, it's a scary situation, but everybody's okay. Say hi to my niece Gracie back at home. She didn't get to come this week because she was supposed to go. We're supposed to go to Disney World and then come here from Disney World in the motorhome, and we all flew home, didn't go to Disney World, so she didn't get to come to Darlington. So hi to Gracie, hi to all the moms out there for Happy Mother's Day, and you know, we got a pretty good AccuDoc Chevy. I think we'll be decent in qualifying, but I feel like when it gets darker tonight and the track cools off, we should have a pretty good race car. We're just struggling being tight in turns 3 and 4. We need to. I think we got pretty close in practice, but there might still be something we can work on throughout the race and get it better.
Glad you're okay. Good to see you. Good luck. James Buescher, AB.
Vince, thanks. Yeah, you talk about the scary stories on the racetrack like Eric McClure's, and then you find out about something like that happened to James and his family. And again, another fortunate situation.
Oh,
glad everybody's okay.
Big old motorhome like that, you blow a tire out.
Yeah.
Man, I've only been in one car crash in my life, an automobile crash. It was much more violent than a race car crash.
Yeah.
It's glass flying everywhere, all kind of things happen, and I never paid a lot of attention to that until I got in one.
Chase Miller, 10th fastest, and it was the 2nd of his 2 laps that was the quickest. Doc, who you got?
Got Sam Hornish, Alan, and Sam was the veteran that NASCAR asked to actually meet with the rookie drivers this morning and talk to them about Darlington. What is the key point you told every rookie to remember about coming here?
I said just because everybody expects you to have a Darlington stripe doesn't mean that you need to have one. And basically, that I saw Denny Hamlin win the race here in 2010 without a scratch on the car, so it proves that you don't need to be all the way up there by the wall.
Yeah, among those rookies in that meeting was Danica Patrick, and I know you guys had a little meeting at the end of Talladega last week. Bring us up to speed on what happened and the discussions you two have had this week.
Basically that, you know, I had a right front going down, and I was actually finally getting a push from somebody, but just bad timing, and ended up the car wouldn't turn in the tri-oval, and she thought that I tried to run her up in the wall intentionally, and then, you know, wrecked our car after the race, and it's an unfortunate thing for sure, but I know that she knows that I didn't appreciate it, and you know, she said that, you know, she didn't mean to wreck us, so we'll take it for what it is. We'll just move on, and you know, I'm really looking forward to being here at Darlington. I love this track. It's one of my favorite racetracks. It's like you know, Richmond, Phoenix, you know, Pocono, a place where you have to compromise because you're not going to make the car perfect on both ends of the racetrack. So I always enjoy coming here and looking to get a good finish out of here tonight.
Hey, Sam, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Sam Hornish looking forward to tonight, but still a little raw, Alan, over what happened last week at Talladega.
All right. Josh Wise, 7th fastest in the 42 car.
Yeah, I just watched that replay with Sam. I thought that he ran her out of room coming to the start-finish line, and then watching that replay, you can see the sparks flying off the front splitter as he was coming through there. And that tri-oval is a pretty good turn in itself, and he was getting that big push from Sadler. And now I see why he ran her out of room. I'm sure she couldn't tell that at the time, though.
I can understand how Danica was upset about that, but, you know, she no idea. She knew that right front tire was flat. And I got to tell you, Andy, that shot we just saw, that's the first time I saw that shot. I mean, it's clear that right front tire was flat on Hornish's car.
Well, a lot of guys at Talladega last week were in position to have great finishes, and it didn't turn out the way that they wanted. Joe Nemechek was one of them. talked about him throughout the day, and he kept putting himself in position, and then it all went away in the closing laps.
If you give Joe Nemechek a car that's capable of winning, he'll do it. He's such a great competitor. You've raced with him, Rusty. He's a very tough competitor.
Oh, he's a great qualifier. Look at there, number 1 just come out of my mouth, and he's on the pole right now. But he got a nickname, Front Row Joe, because he set on so many pole positions. He can flat do that. Every time you see his cars at Daytona or Talladega, he gets the most out of them. He works on these cars himself. He really understands race cars, and I really respect that. When somebody understands their car, instead of putting it off on somebody else to make it go fast, I like that type of driver.
Yeah, he drove for me in the Cup Series for a couple of years, and I did appreciate that too, because you can do a lot more with the car if you have a driver that has actually worked on it, knows the mechanics of it. It seems like that you get there quicker with a driver like that.
I've seen drivers run good with no experience, but they're never consistent. A consistent driver, a consistent winner, has got to know his car. He's got to understand it. I tell people that all the time. About half of them listen.
They're inconsistent with their level of listening, are they?
That's right.
All right, Joe Nemechek, top of the board now. New leader in Nationwide Series qualifying. Take a minute here and talk about Sunday Night Baseball at 8 Eastern. The Angels ace Jared Weaver looking to shut down the Rangers' explosive lineup led by Josh Hamilton. Then Monday night at 7 Eastern, bitter rivals clashing. It's the Cubs and the Cardinals. Both games available on ESPN, ESPN3, and live on WatchESPN.com and the Watch ESPN app. Sunday Night Baseball presented by Taco Bell, and Monday Night Baseball presented by USAA.
Got to be pulling for those Cardinals, don't you, Rusty?
Well,
from St. Louis.
Hey, old brother Kenny, he's down there all the time watching those Cardinals. He loves them so much, he built himself a new house in St. Louis. Just so he had a place to stay and hang out and watch him.
Taylor Malsom on the track now. So essentially, by the way you answered that question, I'll let the rest of the world in on something I already know. You're a one-sport guy.
Okay,
it's racing
right.
and racing.
They said, what do you think about those Cardinals? Since I don't know anything about them. What do you think about football? I don't know anything about it.
So who does he drive for?
Yeah,
right?
who's he drive for?
Yeah.
I told Raymond Beadle one time, one of my car owners, talking about football, and I said, who's in the standoffs? He goes, what are you talking about, you idiot? There's no standoffs. What do you mean? I said, I don't know, man. I don't know. I've just been a race car guy my whole life. And for Pete's sakes, I work for ESPN, who's all stick and ball, most of it, and I still don't get it.
So we'll make sure that I do the announcement.
You do all that stuff.
The NBA playoffs tonight.
Standoff.
Taylor Malsom, 13th fastest. Second lap, a little bit quicker for Taylor. Well, Travis Pastrana said most scared he'd been in anything with a roll cage was this morning at Darlington. He said, I had to add that with a roll cage because that doesn't include the 100-foot jumps and all that other kind of stuff.
He's tiptoeing around there a little bit. Not too aggressive an entry in that warm-up lap, but we'll see what happens here in the start of his first lap into turn 1. He's got to carry a lot of speed down here. Got to try to stay wide open as he possibly can.
Oh yeah, look at it. Gets right up next to the wall, carrying some speed. You'll see the marks coming off of this corner. Those were his from earlier today, where he did the little spin.
When he did that spin, they had just made a chassis adjustment to the car. He came back in and he keyed the radio and he said, you gave me a little, he said to Scott Zipadelli, the crew chief, you gave me, oh, there he is, scuffing it up.
Touched it there.
He said, you gave me a little freedom and I spun it out. Scott said, we're going to change that back. You scared me.
Well, he's going to have to go back and fix this baby now and probably start at the back of the pack, because it looks like he's tore up that right rear quarter panel quite a bit to me, and he looks like the right rear tire was kind of hanging out in that last shot we just saw there.
Yeah, what you're saying there is that he'll have to pull it out of line and maybe do some repairs and start at the back, but he did run the 9th quickest lap while he was touching the wall on that first one.
He just needs to quit wise ahead right now, because he's going to have to pull that thing out of line. Yeah, he's got it pretty good. Look at that right rear quarter panel.
Yeah, he did. He made pretty significant contact.
Well, put another one on the list of those who have earned Darlington stripes. He maybe didn't stripe it earlier when he spun it out, but he striped it there.
That's a good whack right there now. That's harder than I thought.
Yeah, that is. That's pretty good. You can see how that wall actually comes back into the track, and I don't know how you guys stay out of it anyway, Rusty. I've watched y'all race up against that wall, and how you stay off of it off turn 4, I'll never know.
I was scared of it, Andy. I just stayed away from it. I knew if I hit it, that wasn't good. Fear. Give myself about another extra foot.
Well, that was one.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Of the high-profile newcomers, here's another, Danica Patrick. Pastrana qualified 9th fastest.
Well, look at that tracker. It's going the right direction.
Well, she had all that practice in the cup car. Looks like it's working for her.
She's going to have some speed when she gets here, though. See that tractor's still in the green. Pretty impressive.
Nice
to get out of the throttle just a little bit off the corner. Still fast enough.
P1. Pole, 29.18 by a good margin, too.
Said earlier about the transition from practicing the Sprint Cup car to getting back in the Nationwide Series car was going to go one of two ways.
That was a good lap. Finish it off here.
I think that really helped her. Must have, because that's a good lap. I've been impressed with her progress so far today.
Might even top it yet.
She's a little faster yet.
Yep.
A little bit slower that second lap at 29.20, Alan, but I'll tell you, you got to hand it to her. That was a whale of a lap, that first one.
260, 220. 10-4. Good job. You're P1 right now.
Tony Jr. has to be ecstatic with that lap. That was incredible.
I mean, she's got to be ecstatic with that.
Oh, yeah.
She's got a lot of confidence, though. You can't really rattle her too much. She's a very, very confident driver.
So, new leader in Darlington qualifying, Danica Patrick to the top of the board.
This might turn into be one of her favorite tracks.
Only one bad thing about to happen now, the real fast guys are getting ready to come out.
16 cars to go. And might have been able to even get a little more. The exit of turn 4 on what turned out to be the fast lap was a little on the conservative side.
That was a little conservative, but I will tell you, just because the racetrack's that wide, generally at most racetracks, the fastest way around is closer to the bottom of the track. So she doesn't have to go clear out there, but she does in the middle of the corner, I think, Andy.
Yeah, with new tires, you can cut that corner off if you got a good handling race car, and she does.
You got to remember, she hit the wall this morning, too. She didn't want to do that again. Give herself a little extra.
Well, Danica's reign atop the board didn't last long. Justin Allgaier has just gone to the top of the chart.
Fast lap, too, 28.88. He outrun Danica by 0.4 of a second. That's a ton.
Yeah, he picked up a lot from practice, too. I talked to Jimmy Elledge, the crew chief on this car just before qualifying here, and said that they just haven't had a really good car all day in practice so far, and they've made some changes, and looks like they turned the right screws on that car.
Yes, sir.
We talked about the fast guys coming out, and I think that was one of them right there, that's for sure.
This has been a terrific racetrack for Allgaier. It's been one of those places that he's just always gotten good results. Here at Darlington, he is the new leader in qualifying. Danica bumped back to number 2, Doc.
Yeah, but what a lap, what a couple of laps for Danica Patrick. Danica 29.18 and a 29.20. Where'd that come from?
I don't know. I don't know if it's from running that cup car, but I felt slow, so careful, guys. I got a little tight in 2 and had to breathe it a little bit, and I thought that was kind of probably the kiss of death right there. But I mean, the good news is we're not going to be any worse than where we ran in practice, and it's first time to Darlington, so. Can you see I'm trying to think of all the positives right now? It's probably going to be just fine, but it's a track position race, and I would have liked to have gotten a little more out of it, and I know where I could have, but hey, I lifted for a reason, so hopefully it'll give us a decent spot to start tonight where we can stay out of trouble and stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, her fastest laps today, but still not enough. She thought she had more on the racetrack, maybe.
All right, Doc, thanks. James Busher, second quickest on his first lap.
It was a heck of a win he had the opening race at Daytona this year. So strong out there. Big win for Turner Motorsports.
Had a big effort going to Talladega last week, too. And Busher's going to show second fastest to his teammate, Justin Allgaier, with now 14 cars to go. I mentioned before, this has just been a terrific track for that young man. Right from his first outing here, just took to this Darlington Raceway and just gets results here.
And I've never figured out, even as a race driver, why these guys really get on this particular track at Darlington and this flat love it. This was one of my worst tracks. I had so many struggles here, Andy. Car was always loose. Had a couple second-place finishes, but if people say, Rusty, what was your worst track? I say Darlington. But some of these new guys say, oh, it's my best track. I love it.
It is weird about this track. You see some guys, like I said, that just take to this right off the bat and love it. And like I saw Danica with that qualifying run, she might get to where this is one of her tracks that she really likes. It is weird like that. I've seen some drivers. Benny Parsons was one I worked for early in my career that loved this track and really took to it.
He did. Here's Ryan Blaney. So impressive in his debut at Richmond a few weeks ago. And it's going to put that up in that number up 5th fastest on the board with another lap to go.
See, the back of that car looks pretty loose.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was loose.
He was walking that tail around pretty big time.
They call it good.
Did get a Darlington stripe in practice. Team had to go replace the crush panels underneath the fender wells and straighten out some sheet metal, though crew chief Brad Parrott told me they didn't have to replace any suspension parts or pieces. And as you can imagine, that second lap a touch slower for Ryan Blaney. Still 5th out of 30 that have gone so far. Some tracks where hanging it out sideways would be a fun thing. Somehow I don't imagine hanging it out sideways like that at Darlington.
Oh, baby,
very
not here you don't want to do that. A little bit. You want to do a lot.
NASCAR Nationwide Series qualifying is brought to you by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible.
So much history here at Darlington Raceway, and a beautiful look down at this old racetrack from our aerial coverage, brought to you by DirecTV. Only DirecTV gives you dedicated driver channels, so you'll never miss a second of your driver's race. Call 1-800-DirecTV. And I got to tell you, on a day this beautiful, I'm jealous of those guys up there flying that blimp around. It has got to be a beautiful day to cruise over this racetrack. Brendan Gaughan, 2nd fastest in the Childress 33, just unbuckling after finishing his run while we were in the break.
Okay, that's a great run from Brendan. I talked to him this morning. He said, Rusty, I'm a little bit scared right now. I haven't been in the track, in the car for a while, and this crew chief said, you're 0.7 of a second slow, Brendan. What's going on? He said, it's all me, man. Let me ease into this.
Mike Bliss finishing 3rd fastest, and Doc's got a couple of drivers who've just run.
Yeah, talking about extreme sports star Travis Pastrana, you don't get much more extreme than qualifying here in NASCAR at Darlington. Now, Travis, looks like you took it to the edge and then a little bit beyond there in turn 4.
Yeah, I definitely got my racing stripe here. I was pretty proud of myself making it through practice, but no, we just the cup line's a little bit further to the inside, so we were able to square the corner off, and it got set early. I was like, all right, got on the gas, and I thought we were having a decent lap going, but oh well, I think we're gonna have to start in the back. It's hard to pass, so it'll be a fun day. We're gonna find out.
Well, 9th quickest overall at the time, and now repairs will put you in the back of the field. And the guy is probably going to start up front, or at least right now, beside you, Justin Allgaier. Hey, Justin, great lap for your Chevy.
Say what now?
It's a great lap for your Chevrolet.
Yeah, it was. The Branch Chevy was really good in qualifying. We kind of, I just told him we threw the kitchen sink at it after practice. We weren't really happy with it, but so far a good lap. Looks like my teammate Casey Kane's out there right now, so I'm sure he's gonna run a heck of a lap. And all the guys at Turner Motorsports do a great job for us. So really proud of all the guys back at the shop, and hopefully we can. I hope that we're racing this guy tonight. Hopefully, I told him it won't be too bad. He'll probably pass more guys on the straightaway tonight than he will in the corner. So hopefully he'll hold me true to that.
Right now up front, Allgaier, and maybe starting in the back, Travis Pastrana. AB?
Well, Doc, Allgaier's prediction came true. His teammate for Turner Motorsports, Casey Kane, just bumped the 31, 1 spot back on the pylon, and Kane goes to the top of the board. Better watch out for this guy tonight.
Oh, yeah, that's Mr. Highline right there. Every time I see this guy, he's flat flying around the top of the racetrack, and when you got to run on the top of this track, it suits his style just perfect.
Last year's race here for the Nationwide Series was kind of a 3-way race between Kyle Busch, Casey Kane, and Carl Edwards for a while, and then had a big wreck that damaged a couple of those cars, and then it became a shootout between Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin in the final laps. Denny was driving the 20 car last year. This year, it's Joey Logano in the 20 car, already a 2-time winner this season in the Nationwide Series, including that ever so close finish at Talladega last Saturday.
He was up there.
Dusted the top of the track.
He did hit it. He was so close.
That's right.
He was asking for one?
Yeah, he was. He wanted one.
Well, I don't know if he wanted one.
He was driving like he did.
Yeah.
Good lap, though.
Yeah.
So baby's picking up speed down that back straightaway. Look at that into turn 3, our tracker. That's really quick.
Look
Wait,
at that.
exit
Look at
turn two,
look
still
where he's
climbing.
Running right on that one.
Wow, that is a fast lap right now.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Fastest lap of the weekend.
2.5 tenths faster than Casey Kane, and I thought Kane had a fast one. The more cars we got coming out, this track is getting cooler, it's getting faster. You got more talent coming out too.
Seems like if you can push that car that last 6 inches, there's about another half a second up there. Look how high he's running that car.
Right in the middle of turn 3, there's so much grip right there. If you can get on the throttle early, right there, like Pastrana was trying to do, and have that baby stick on the exit of turn 4, you're going to get a fast lap.
Well, Vince, his teammate Denny Hamlin's going to have to go a bit to top Joey Logano's lap.
He is indeed, Alan, and certainly watching intently as he watches Joey go around there. What do you learn from that video you just saw from Logano, Denny?
It was a great lap by him. It's a little faster than what the fastest speed was in practice, so it looks like the track's got some decent grip here. So you just got to get after it. It's about who's got the nerve to be the most aggressive, and whether you think the payoff of qualifying is worth it or not.
Is it?
No.
Pretty simple, Alan.
There's a guy who knows. He tried to push it in qualifying here a couple years ago, hit the wall, didn't have points to start the race, and so he went home.
And nobody expected that. No. I remember watching that day. He gets down to turn 1 and out of control. Now here's another guy got out of control in practice. Ricky Stenhouse, our last year champion. They fixed the car right now, and right now he's tracking the very fastest. Just a little faster than Logano at the moment, but it's holding.
What was it Denny just said again? Whether how much grip it'll have and whether it's worth it in qualifying.
Look at this lap. 2 tenths quicker than Logano.
Oh my gosh, 28.33. These guys aren't getting faster by a little bit, Andy. Take a look at third place, Casey Kane. He ran a 28.78. Logano runs a 28.53, 2 tenths quicker. And now Stenhouse is 2 tenths faster than that. Cream rises to the top. These guys are getting it on right now.
Mike Kelly, Jack Roush sharing a word about it as Stenhouse Jr. finishes his lap in the number 1 spot, 28.33.
Look at that, Ford, Toyota, Chevy. That cat in the hat, he wanted to be number 1 bad.
Well, he's number 1 now.
That's always the object for him.
That's right.
And he's been that number 1 a lot here at Darlington Raceway. Joey Logano, Casey Kane. Casey saying, how'd you do that?
Said you got to want it bad.
And Joey saying, yeah, but how'd he do that?
You know, we were talking earlier, guys, in one of our meetings, and we agreed that Darlington, in our opinion, is one of the major events. Kind of like golf, you know.
It's
you're thinking Daytona, you're thinking Charlotte, you're thinking the Brickyard, you're thinking Darlington is one of those. That's the reason they want it so bad. They want to win one of these majors.
And the challenge of it makes the accomplishment all that more satisfying.
It's a big challenge. This is nothing about this track is easy. The way the
Cole Whitt.
That's a hard lick there. That's not just a Darlington strike.
That's a backup car right there.
That been some suspension parts.
Oh dear.
Well, it happens to the best of them, and he's one of the best. He's been strong all year long, right from the very first race at Daytona through, strong in the points.
Probably need a backup.
Yeah, a lot of confidence, just overdrove it, got her loose.
This is a track where that overconfidence, even just having confidence, it can get you in trouble. You need it to go fast, but there's just such a fine line.
Well, I think Denny Hamlin just told us that, didn't he?
We know at this racetrack how important it is to start up front, so you gotta go for it in qualifying. It's been since, in this case, 10:30 this morning, local time, since this driver and this car have been on the racetrack here. And going out there and just laying it out there when it's been so long, sometimes things surprise you.
Well, you're exactly right, Alan, and I will tell you, he's been watching all those competitors in front of him go faster and faster, and his crews tell him the track's got speed in it. Get on it, get all you possibly can. He's got too aggressive.
A lot of tracks you go to, the groove is not that high. I mean, you see cars run high and can run fast, but most of the time you can get in trouble. If you're in the groove, you can get in trouble. You have a little room to catch the car and maybe not crash it. When you got a track like this, the groove is so close to the wall. There's just, if you overshoot, if you get a little loose, there's nowhere to save it.
So, backup car most likely for Cole Whitt. And the red flag out while they check for debris that might have been thrown down from that 88 car after his clobbering the wall over there a minute ago. Vince?
Here with Kurt Busch, he's having a conversation with Rick Wren and discussing the KBM Motorsports 54 machine. Of course, got that win earlier this season. Now, a lot of Cup experience, but not much nationwide experience. In fact, you've never run a nationwide car here, so give us the kind of the tinfoil on what it was like, the difference between the nationwide and the Cup car today in practice.
Well, this is a tough racetrack, and this lady here, you have to respect her a lot. And in a nationwide car, you can really get aggressive. But at the same time, the racetrack's talking to you on don't push too hard because I'll jump up and I'll bite you. So so much downforce, lack of engine power, you know, just with the way the tapered spacer is, you really want to get after it hard. But you got to know where the limit is. So I'm going to go out there and dance with the lady and see what she'll give me tonight.
Trying to find that limit, AB. Let's go to Doc.
And Ricky Stenhouse talking to Casey Kane here, chatting about their qualifying laps. Ricky Stenhouse certainly understands what Cole Whitt is feeling right now, because this morning, lap 2, Ricky bounced his car off the wall, and then later today, you're right now the fastest car on the track. Not much margin here, Ricky.
Yeah, there's not much margin at all, but that's what makes this place fun. You got to put it on the edge. You got to put it right up next to the wall, wide open on the throttle. So our Cargill Biff Mustang has been fast all weekend. Got into the wall there a little bit, but you know, all in all, it was a great qualifying run. Turned a little bit better than I thought, so it kind of caught me off guard. But you know, see if it holds up. I hope it does.
7 cars to go. Is there still more grip out there? I mean, everyone seems to be getting faster by leaps and bounds now.
Yeah, I think we might have left a little out there. So that always frustrates you as a driver coming in, knowing you left a little bit out there. But hopefully it hangs on. It'd be nice to get a pole here at Darlington.
Hey, thanks, champ.
Thank you.
AB?
Of course, we enter a race for the first time since this season started with someone other than Elliott Sadler as the championship leader in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. And you look at the momentum that young Mr. Stenhouse brings into Darlington, and the finishes he's had in the last handful of races.
Hey, he's really matured as a driver. I remember a couple years ago, he just wrecked, and all of a sudden it stopped, and he just started winning. It's like he got it. It clicked on him really good.
He is fast.
Said he bumped the wall a little bit. I thought he said that in his qualifying lap. Yeah, he did. Look at that right rear side there, Andy. It's all scuffed up.
I didn't take it though. I thought maybe he was saying that maybe he touched it in practice.
Yeah.
Earlier.
Well, I saw him repairing the car after that.
Yeah, he got into the wall pretty good in practice this morning, and they spent some time straightening her out and got him back out, and now he's sitting on the pole.
I guess I wasn't paying attention. I thought he said he did a little bit qualifying too.
I kind of heard it that way too, but I took it as the practice when he got up against the wall a little bit.
7 cars to go. Sam Hornish Jr., 4th quickest on his first lap. Mentioned this earlier. Sam was the guy, the veteran driver, brought in to talk to all of the Darlington rookies in the NASCAR Nationwide Series rookie meeting this morning.
Yeah, he does have one race in the Nationwide Series here.
And some Cup experience.
Yeah, I know he does
as well.
have Cup experience. I'm saying he's only run one nationwide race.
Well, if you look at that roster of drivers for the race, that's a lot of experience here these days. Up to 3rd with his 2nd lap for Sam Hornish.
He picked up on that 2nd lap, and that's one of the few drivers we see in the top 10 that have done that.
It'll be interesting to see what happens next year. You see this Dodge right here that he's been racing the last couple of years, and Penske changing everything to Ford next year. It'll be a whole different look for this team.
See, Penske's had Pontiacs, Fords, Dodges, now back to Ford.
He's not scared.
No, he's not.
No, sir, he's not. 6 cars to go. Brad Keselowski says that Darlington in the Nationwide Series been kind of a frustrating place for him. He's not had the results that he has had at a lot of other places. He's had some good results on the Cup side.
Alan, I just got done telling you earlier, this was my worst track for whatever reason. You could win Michigan, Charlottesville's, Bristol's, road courses, whatever, and come to Darlington, you almost think you forgot how to drive. Just never could get the car tight enough. See the pushing the front end, sliding the back end. And some of them just hook right up. And this doesn't surprise me that Brad might think this is a tough track for him. It's something he just can't get a handle on.
It's about 0.6 of a second off of Ricky Stenhouse's lap of 28.33 that first lap. Looks like he's not going to pick it up on this one either.
but it's clean.
It's clean. He'll have some work to do, though, when the race starts.
Yeah.
And that's key because he's a smart driver. He knows if the car's not right, don't overdrive it, don't tear it up. Let's start working on it throughout the race. Get it better. Let the track come to him, if there's such a thing.
You talked about Ricky Stenhouse Jr. having momentum before. After starting off the season like gangbusters, Keselowski and his 22 team have hit a little bit of a slower period here lately. See the difference in top fives and average finish in the last.
Yeah, that average finish tells it all, 18.5. That's not characteristic of Brad Keselowski, in this series especially, in either series.
And Brad says there's only 1 week where he felt like they didn't have a car that was competitive. The rest, he's felt like they had a car that was competitive, but it just hasn't come together for one reason or another.
Denny Hamlin has 3 wins from the pole position. That shows you just how important qualifying is, or maybe it just shows you how good Denny Hamlin is.
He's close. It's going the right way.
Oh, it's going to be real close. Somehow he gets off of this corner.
All right, he lost a bit there. Second fastest for Hamlin.
Okay, we saw Sam Hornish Jr. pick up on his second lap, almost a 10th and a half. We'll see what Denny can do.
So good at this racetrack. Last 4 races that Denny's been in the Nationwide Series at Darlington. First, second.
Well, he just told us in his interview he really wasn't thinking it was the smartest thing in the world to do to really get up on the wheel too hard here.
He picked up on that second lap, Alan.
Yep,
he did.
1,000ths of a second.
Your statement is factually
well, he still
true.
picked up.
That's right. Hey, if you're going to have an in-race reporter at Darlington tonight, why not have the guy who's been dominant here lately, Denny Hamlin? Got a question you'd like us to ask Denny? ESPN.com, search in-race reporter and suggest it to us. Carl Edwards joining us for the call of tonight's race. He's going to be the one on the radio to Denny Hamlin. So if you want to suggest a question for Carl to ask, he's open to all your suggestions.
Elliott Sadler here. I went down and talked to him this morning, and his car was fastest. When I was talking to him, had a lot of confidence. Really pumped up about his chances here. I looked down and looked at his shoes. I said, what the heck's going on there? He had pink shoes on.
Yeah.
Breast cancer awareness. He was really...
He's very passionate about that cause.
Yeah, he really cares about that cause.
And with good reason.
That's great.
Well, let's see if Sadler can find some of that championship momentum back this week that swung the other way to Stenhouse's corner in the last couple. Ricky watching. Elliott's going to be 4th.
It's a good lap. Not good enough, though. Let's see if he goes for 2.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, he's on it.
Sadler finished 3rd last year in this race. His team, along with Justin Allgaier's 31, choosing not to stop at the last opportunity they could to get tires when most of the others did. They restarted 1st and 2nd. They finished 3rd and 4th. Since they paved Darlington 2008, it's brought an element of strategy back into the closing laps of these races that could get interesting tonight also.
Oh, I'm telling you, in the old days, in the old track, if you didn't put 4 tires on, you were cooked. Nowadays, with this asphalt's much better. And sometimes 2 tires works, and sometimes no tires might work, but I don't think tonight.
We'll see. We'll see tonight. It's going to be interesting to see what these teams do choose for strategy.
The difference between what, say, Cole Whitt's team's doing now and what Elliott Sadler's team is going to do now, which is not touch this car, is that much.
That's close. 2 or 3 inches. He took all of it that he could.
And their confirmation that Cole Whitt's team does have the backup car out and working there with NASCAR officials to get it through preparation and inspection and ready to go for tonight's race. Depending on the state of readiness of the car when it comes off the transporter, they don't have a whole lot of time.
Tell you what, these top teams that are ready to go for this particular track, they bring some of these young drivers in like Cole Whitt. You got to believe Cole Whitt, Danica Patrick, they're really prepared for the cars. In fact, we heard that they had 3 cars prepared for Danica Patrick coming in this event because they anticipate her crashing in practice, and she hasn't done it yet.
Yeah, and you got to be ready for that, especially when you bring a new driver here. You want to get that backup car prepared as well as you can. And heck, I think I'd start with the backup car Keep the primary car on the truck.
She did a good job. I was really impressed
Yeah,
with
she did.
Danica's run. Nice job out of what she did.
Brian Scott, 5th fastest on his first lap, going for 2. Joe Gibbs Racing here at Darlington. Talked about all the success that Roush Fenway Racing's had. Joe Gibbs Racing has won 5 of the last 6 here, and the last 2 years has finished 1-2. Brian Scott, 5th fastest. All 3 of the Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas in the top 5 for the moment with just 2 cars to go. Stenhouse Jr. watching that monitor closely as these final couple of cars run, hoping he is the pole position winner here at Darlington. So while we're bringing you live coverage of the Nationwide Series race tonight, Rusty and Brad and Nicole are going to be sitting here in the pit studio, hooked up to you live on Twitter. Ever wonder what Rusty and Brad think during a race? I do.
So you're hooked up on Twitter now, Rusty?
They say I am, but I don't know how to work it. I'm going to talk to Brad. Brad's going to help me out today. Tell me which button to fix or push.
So if you want to be part of the conversation, at NASCAR ESPN in the hashtag pit studio, I will be most curious to see some of those thoughts expressed as well. And see how many times Brad says I'm hungry. He's sitting over here in the corner. I'm looking at him.
It's like Austin just going for the 1 lap.
Good run out of him, though.
Yeah,
Third quick at 28:48. That's a nice run out of Austin. It's nice to see that black number 3 at a track that's won so much here, Alan.
Darlington's not a place where first-time winners usually happen in the Nationwide Series. In fact, the only 3 first-time winners were guys named Bodine, Bouchard, and Bonnet in 82, 3, and 4.
Well, how about Busch? This is his first Nationwide Series start. Did he do it?
Wouldn't be his first Nationwide Series win.
Oh, you're talking about
that's where I was going with Austin Dillon. Is if you want to keep an eye on somebody to maybe sneak in there and get that first win at a track like this.
I think he could do it.
I do too.
All right, Andy, tell me, is he going to get the pole?
I don't think so. I think that 33 is just a little too fast. We'll see.
33, you talking about the lap out of Ricky Stenhouse.
28:33 is what he ran. Let's see if Kirk can do that. He'll have to make a real commitment.
See Brad and Nicole sitting over there thinking about your Twitter questions right now.
Kurt Busch, 54. You think Kurt Busch and Darlington, you think of he and Ricky Craven banging fenders right down to the finish line in that terrific Sprint Cup Series
that
race.
Turn up right there.
Well, he did look fast through there.
Got the win at Richmond.
He's close.
By just a skosh over Denny Hamlin. Can he get the pole at Darlington? Over Ricky Stenhouse by a skosh.
It's going the wrong way.
I think that's going to happen, guys. Going the wrong way, like Andy said.
That'll be 4th.
Andy looked like he was just too low on the exit of that particular corner. It looks like he really gave some speed up on the exit. He got high in the middle of the corner, but just gave it up as he was exiting. But he's picking it up right now, coming out back straightaway.
Wow. He's going for it.
Yeah, going to come up a touch
work,
short.
But he went for it.
All right, 4th for Kurt Busch. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., the defending series champ, gets his first Darlington pole in his 3rd try.
That's a heck of a momentum builder. I mean, after he got in the wall today, I was down there. They had the inner panels out of that car, had hammers out, flattening everything out. Young guy goes out and gets it. Good for him.
All right, here is how they will start tonight when we go green for 200 miles at Darlington Raceway. Stenhouse and Denny Hamlin on the front row. Dillon and Kurt Busch in row 2. A lot of potential winners to pick out of that group.
Yeah, good run for Dillon. Great run for him.
There's Danica Patrick's going to start 15th. Good run for her.
TJ Bell, 50 car, sat on pole for a good chunk of time in the middle of the qualifying session.
Travis Pastrana will be starting in the rear after they repair his car.
Cole Whitt's team preparing the backup for that 88 and the final starters in tonight's race. So we go racing in just a few hours, 6:30 Eastern Time for NASCAR Countdown on ESPN2. Hope you join us as the Nationwide Series drivers take on NASCAR's most difficult and demanding track. Up next, Dan Liebetard is highly questionable. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Talk to you in a bit from Darlington.